Are you looking for your next food adventure in Metro Manila? Put a pause on the fancy restaurants for a minute and dive into the humble but mind-blowing flavors in the world's oldest Chinatown, Binondo. What's up, Beach Listeners? This is Hannah. For over 15 years, our team, together with our partners at The Poor Traveler, have been exploring the Philippines to list out the best that the country has to offer. Established in 1594, Binondo served as the center of commerce and trade in Manila, with businesses run by Chinese-Filipinos for almost 300 years. Today, a lot of businesses are still located in the district, but most know Binondo for its legendary food scene. Join us as we eat our way around Binondo's restaurants, tea houses, and food stalls, and you might just pick up a few must-try spots to hit during your Chinese New Year food crawl. But before we start with this video, please subscribe to this channel, hit the bell icon beside it, and select all so you won't miss any of our informative travel videos. If you're watching this on Facebook, support us by following this page and sharing this video. So, what are you waiting for? Get your chopsticks ready because we're about to feast. In no particular order, here are some of the best places to include in your Binondo food trip. Serving fried Siopao since 1985, the original Shanghai fried Siopao is not to be confused with other fried Siopaos available in Binondo. You'll know you're in the right spot when you see this sign along with these posters on the side. They sell their hot and steaming buns right here on Ongpin Street and only on Ongpin Street. But what exactly sets this fried Siopao apart? While Siopao usually comes with a choice of asado, bola-bola, or a combination of both, Shanghai fried Siopao only comes in one flavor. These soft and moist buns are filled with a pork meat filling, and since it is fried, its bottom is slightly toasted, sometimes even crunchy. And unlike the usual Siopao, these fried ones aren't eaten with any sauce. Despite that, it's not lacking in flavor. The meat-to-bun ratio is great, and personally, we enjoy a good balance of meat and carbs, so while some may deem it too flavorful, it was just right for us. This was our first stop and it was the perfect breakfast for us. Each bun costs 35 pesos and you can buy individually or in packs of 6. We must warn you though, the line here can be quite long, especially around the afternoon. However, it does move fast since the Siopao is already cooked and ready to be served. They do not have a place where you can dine here, but you're free to eat on the side of the street near the store. Just make sure to keep your trash with you or throw them in the proper garbage bin. Located just a few steps away from the original Shanghai fried Siopao is Oishiekun Bites. They offer Chinese bicho or donut, also called youtiao, which are traditionally eaten for breakfast and often paired with congee. But Oishiekun's modern twist is perfect for sweet tooths. They offer their bicho in 3 flavors, so they have plain, but they also have sweet bicho and milky bicho. The bicho are served freshly cooked, so they're nice and warm.
Para siyang very firm na gula.
Pero malasa naman siya. Pero I grew up eating it with sauce.
We've also tried their radish cake and their spring onion pancake. Their radish cake is also fried and does not come with any sauce. The outside is a bit crunchy, but the inside is soft and bouncy. Meanwhile, the spring onion pancake has the spring onion kick to it with a bit of sweetness. Do note that it does have a bit of bite since it's chewy like a rice cake. By the way, Oishiekun has an ordering system. First, you order and pay at the counter, which you'll find at the milk tea stall on the left side of their store. After you pay for your order, you'll be given a stub, which you then have to give to the side where they do the frying. Wait for your number to get called and receive your order. Similar to Shanghai fried Siopao, you won't find any tables or chairs here, so you'll have to make do with the sidewalk. Just watch your step and be mindful that you're sharing the road with people, cars, motorcycles, food carts, and everything under the sun. If you're planning a trip into the city anytime soon, it's likely that you aren't just visiting Binondo. If you'd like to explore more of the city in more comfort, booking accommodations within the area may be your best bet. We have a series of articles about the top hotels in different areas of Manila, which you may find helpful. And if you're also interested in booking tours and activities, say in Binondo or even Intramuros, feel free to use our promo code ONCLOOK for up to 300 pesos off. Visit philippinebeaches.org/300 discount or scan this QR code to automatically redeem your club QR voucher. This wasn't in our original itinerary. Our next stop was supposed to be Binondo Bites, located in front of Eng Bitin's flagship store. However, it turned out that they're only open on Fridays and weekends. But because we already had our hearts set on having xiaolongbao, we decided to go to Café Mezzanine, which is just a short walk away from Eng Bitin. It is situated above Chuan Ki Restaurant. When we got there, there was a line, but it turned out that the line was for Chuan Ki, so we proceeded to go upstairs. We ordered pork xiaolongbao, custard lava buchi, and lava pao. The xiaolongbao was very flavorful, although the wrapper was too thick for us. It wasn't as easy to pierce through it to slurp the soup. Meanwhile, the custard lava buchi was just okay for us. Its texture was great, being perfectly golden and crispy on the outside, but we couldn't really taste the custard as much. Maybe because the rice cake itself is already a bit sweet to begin with. It was their lava pao that was a winner for us. The salted egg yolk custard had just the right amount of sweetness and saltiness, and the manto was fluffy. If anything, this is the one dish you shouldn't miss from Café Mezzanine. What's interesting about Café Mezzanine is that their proceeds are donated to Text Fire Philippines Incorporated and Binondo Paco Volunteer Fire Search and Rescue Brigade. This explains why the establishment is also known as the Fireman's Coffee Shop and why they have firefighter hats and pictures of fire response on their wall. A Chinese vegetarian restaurant, Vege Select has become popular in recent years with their skewers. Of course, these are still vegetarian. They have 5 types: tofu, veggie sausage, veggie meatballs, rice cake, and enoki wrapped in veggie ham. To be honest, they all have the same flavor since they are all brushed with the same marinade while being grilled. However, it's the texture of each one that gives it variety. These skewers are sold for 200 pesos per set of 5 sticks. Along with the skewers, they also have this pan-fried tofu doused in a sauce with the same flavor as their skewers. This tofu is soft, different than the tofu that comes with the skewers, especially because this one is dipped in egg before being fried. Although it had the same flavor, we honestly like this tofu better. We also tried their fried xiaolongbao. This is very different from other xiaolongbao we've tried because this one is vegetarian like everything else they sell here. Unlike the usual xiaolongbao, this doesn't have soup inside. Its filling is made of mashed vegetables, and what we liked most about this is that its bottom has a crunchy crust which complemented the mushy texture of the filling. We also noticed that the skin on the xiaolongbao was thinner than the other xiaolongbaos we've tried on the strip, which we honestly really like. Vege Select also offers a perfect partner to their vegetarian fare, sugarcane juice. This sweet drink is made with freshly extracted sugarcane, and you can even watch as they make it. And since this is made from pure sugarcane, expect it to be sweet.
Reminiscent of my childhood. Wow! My ganon!
If you worry about your sugar levels but you really want to try it, we suggest sharing it with your friends. According to Mariah, she first came across Wan-nan Eatery on a video from Facebook over a year ago. And knowing that she and Asta share the same love for entrails, she added this on her list for this food crawl. Y'all can just guess which one of us was not the most enthusiastic about this stuff.
Ito na yung UP food trip namin. Kumain naman ako isa, di ba? But I don't usually eat everything else. Pero kumakain ako sisig.
Although not as popular online, unlike most of the items on this list, Wan-nan is well known here in Binondo. They serve different kinds of innards that you can all mix together in one order, which they call halo. Among the options here are pork intestine or isaw, pork lungs or baga, pork ears or tenga, pork snout or nguso, and balun-balunan or chicken gizzard. These are our picks for our halo, but there are more options available. Halo is priced at 1,000 pesos per kilo, which is basically 1 peso per gram, and the minimum order is 250 grams, which is 250 pesos. Once you've chosen which parts you want, they will chop it all up and put it in this boiling broth for a few minutes. Then it will be mixed in a bowl with lots of chopped onion, garlic, and chili if you want it spicy, along with some condiments before being served. Most people get their order to go, but you can also sit and dine here since they have a few tables. But do note that it will be a bit tight. Right away, we could smell how good it was. Even I had to admit that. Everything was really tender and there was no foul smell or taste at all. The onion and garlic was great with it because it cuts through the fattiness and richness of the innards.
Ang mahilig talaga ako sa, mga naman loob. So, sarap.
This is great whether you're looking for an afternoon snack, ulam, or even a pulutan with drinks. Established in 1967, Quik Snack is a quaint restaurant in Binondo. Tucked along Carvajal Street, it might not be as easy to find as the food spots located along Ongpin Street. In fact, when we were on the way here, Asta and I started asking Mariah where exactly she was leading us.
Ako ba food trip, Mariah?
Here you'll find Hokkien-style Chinese cooking, which are not usually offered in Chinese restaurants. Many of the items on their menu are also Chinoy or Filipino Chinese style. They serve stir-fried noodles and noodle soup along with many Chinese dishes and Chinoy snacks. Among the popular items on their menu are kuchay apay, fresh lumpia, machang, ngohyong, and steamed spare ribs with tausi. But during our food crawl, we decided to try the oyster cake and satay tofu. The oyster cake was served really hot, fresh from the pan. It was very savory and had a slightly chewy texture. You can eat it plain or you can also eat it with ketchup.
Sobrang init talaga. Parang kakahampo lang makawalis. Nilagay ko sa bibig ko. Ay, init ko. Pero nagulit ako lang sa niya. Parang medyo malagyan. Oo, yung loob. Ganun siya. Meron siyang toge. Saka spring onion.
The satay tofu was just okay for us. The tofu itself is firm, but the satay sauce lacked flavor, to be honest. They have more dishes we'd like to try, but we'll save that for another trip. Our next stop is just a few steps away from Quik Snack, New Po Heng Lumpia House. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Another staple in Binondo food list, but they now have a new name, Po Heng Lumpia, and I'm still not sure if I'm saying that right. They are famous for their, you guessed it, lumpia. Here they serve a hefty fresh lumpia that's honestly enough to fill you up if you're not too hungry. This Chinese-style lumpia has slices of carrots, cabbage, tofu, all wrapped up in a soft lumpia wrapper. It is eaten with a peanut sauce to give it more flavor, and it was a good balanced taste. Not too sweet and not too salty. If you like a lot of sauce in your food, we're already telling you now that one pack of sauce isn't enough for the whole lumpia, so make sure to ask for extra.
Okay. Sarap. Sarap yung sauce nila. Hindi pa tayo. Sarap yung sauce nila.
They have a few small tables right by their store where you can sit down and enjoy your fresh lumpia like we did. Woheng Lumpia also serves gampong rice, miswa guisado, miswa soup, pork maki soup, and fish maki soup. But we chose to stick with just the lumpia for now because we wanted to save our appetite for more stops. We did, however, buy more lumpia to take home. Lord Stow's bakery originated from Macau and has expanded all over Asia. Here in the Philippines, they have multiple branches around Metro Manila, and one of them is located here in Ongpin Street, where multiple food spots in Binondo are located. So, of course, we made a stop here to grab their most popular product, the egg tart. Their egg tart has a flaky crust, a creamy and silky custard filling, and a caramelized top. It's not too sweet, but it's a good break between all the savory dishes we've been having. The line here can be long too, so if that's the case when you make a visit, you can also visit their branch in Lucky Chinatown Mall. Wai Ying is another Binondo food crawl staple. Almost every list of must-try food places in Binondo you'll come across includes this. And because of this, long waiting times are usually the case here. They have multiple branches, so if you're an impatient one, visit this branch located in 810 Benavides Street. Here, they have a separate takeout nook where you can order their dim sum, roasted meats, and other dishes to go. This is also a good option if you don't really plan on having a full meal here and you don't mind eating while standing on the side of the street. You can also buy their frozen dim sum in case you want more for later or you want to share it with your family at home. This is what we did to avoid waiting in line. We ordered their fried dumplings, hakao, and shark fin dumpling. The fried dumplings had a very crispy wrapper and had a generous amount of filling. It came with a sweet and sour sauce which complemented it well. The hakao had a thicker wrapper than we prefer, but it had a good amount of shrimp. We also liked their shark fin dumpling which was big and meaty. Masuki is a noodle house established in 1930. With the tagline, the Antigua Mami in Chinatown, you already know that this is a legend in Binondo. The most popular item on their menu? Of course, their mami. They serve it with different toppings like chicken, asado, beef wonton, or a combination of these options. The original mami has asado and chicken, and that's what we ordered. When we initially tasted the broth, it honestly tasted very plain. The broth has a lot of pork flavor, but otherwise it's quite bland. So some people eat it as it is, but you can also pour some of their sauce into your bowl and mix it. That's what we did, and it made it more flavorful to us and honestly more to our taste. You can also add soy sauce, fish sauce, calamansi, hot sauce, or pepper. Basically, Masuki's mami is a blank canvas and it's yours to make your own. Aside from their mami, they are also known for their siopao. We ordered the regular siopao asado. I'd say this was by far my favorite siopao of the day. It's packed with asado filling and the manto is really soft, fluffy, and not soggy at all. Compared to other asado siopaos, their asado filling is not as saucy and it's also not sweet, which honestly I like because the manto has a natural sweetness to it and adding sauce adds sweetness as well. Mien was our last stop for our food crawl. Located in Lucky Chinatown Mall, they are known for their hand-pulled noodles. They have noodles in soup and dry noodles and a few other dishes. We asked our server what their best sellers were and we were told it's their kan pan lamien, tao chow gisado, and beef lamien. Because we've already been eating the whole day, we were getting really full, so we just ordered one dish to share. We had their tao chow gisado, and while waiting for our order, we were served with some hot tea and broth. The tao chow gisado is stir-fried noodles with beef and some vegetables. We were surprised with how thick the noodles are, but despite being thick, it had all the flavor and was not bland at all. The noodles are slightly chewy, which we liked. The beef pieces mixed with it are cut into cubes and are very tender. It's so tender that you barely even have to chew.
Okay naman yung timpla niya. Lalo yung meat na kasama. May beef kasi siyang included. Like this one. Kung dahil hinawa ko, nakakain mo na. Masarap siya. Pero makapal mo rin.
Lanzhou Lamien is definitely a place we'll come back to so we can try their other noodle dishes. We didn't go here during this food crawl, but Asta and I have tried Sincerity multiple times before. Founded in 1956, this is one of the institutions in Binondo when it comes to Chinese-Filipino cuisine. Their signature dish is the Sincerity fried chicken, but they have an extensive menu. Other dishes that are popular here are their oyster cake, fried kikiam, duck miswa, and matchang. Their original branch is in Quentin Paredes Street, but they also have a branch in Lucky Chinatown Mall. They also have branches around Metro Manila, located in Banawe, San Juan, Robinson's Magnolia, and SM Mega Mall. Woo! Nabusog din ba kayo? This Binondo food trip had us going into a food coma by the time we reached the last restaurant, but it was definitely one for the books. Have you tried any of these stops? And if you have, share your thoughts in the comments below. If you have suggestions and recommendations for other restaurants or food to try around Binondo, sound off in the comment section and we might just make a part 2. If you want to see more videos like this and everything you need to know about traveling around the country, make sure to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you get notified when we have new videos. You can also check out our blog, philippinebeaches.org. You can also follow us on Facebook, TikTok, or Instagram. We are Philippine Beach List on all those platforms. The Philippines has thousands of islands. It's going to take a lifetime to visit each one. So we better get counting. Again, this is Hannah. Join us next time as we check another destination off our Philippine beach list. Bye!